Hey everybody, this is Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com here in San Diego, California. So today I'm going to show you how to install this, the Cuppini fly screen for your Vespa GTS 300. Pretty much fits all models of the GT range of Vespa. So you can have something as old as a 2003 GT 200 all the way to the latest 2022 model GTS 300. It will fit. So it fits quite a wide range of years of the Vespa GTS. Let's get right to it. Let me show you all the tools needed to get this installed. So only two tools needed to install this windshield: a 17mm combination wrench and a larger number 3 style Phillips screwdriver. There's one thing that is included with the windscreen that you're not going to find useful, and that's the instructions. They're kind of comical, but they kind of give you an idea how the hardware goes, and that's about it. So you're going to have a pair of identical rods for both the left and right side. They already have this expansion plug design already installed. Keep in mind, this may be tight. Before you start with the installation, you want to loosen this. You want to have it to a point where all this stuff spins. That's about the right setting to first set it up. You can just tighten it ever so slightly where it just makes a little contact with it. So right about there. And kind of hold the rod. You may want to put a rag over the bodywork of the scooter if you're doing this for the first time. And go ahead and slide the expansion plug right in there and all the way in. At this point, we'll go ahead and use that 17mm open end wrench and just do little baby turns, little baby steps, the 1/8 of a turn, and just keep on tightening this expansion. Because what it is going to expand that plug into the tube. And you don't need to get too crazy. Right now is getting tight in there, but you want to be able to move the rods around ever so slightly until we get the final setup. So right there, that's pretty good, and we'll do the same with the left side as well. So you have 4 of these plastic spacers that slide over these rods right here, and you can see the screws the holes actually need to be facing outwards on both of them. And it needs to be the smaller diameter hole. So just like that, you can see they also have a rib. So the rib is going to face inward. And you do the same on this other side. Just make sure that the wells for the nut face the occupant of the scooter, the back of the scooter. So next, you take these 4 rubber grommets. They're not symmetrical. The side that's kind of got the inner cup will face outwards, and I usually like to go from the back because that's a little bit thinner rubber material, and you just push them right through these large holes on the windscreen. And ideally, you probably want to have clean hands when doing this so you're not getting fingerprints all over your new windscreen. You can do this on top of a blanket or a towel as well. So now that you got all the rubber grommets in, go ahead and we can mock up the windscreen. So ideally, you kind of want to get it, these ones, they do have a rubber strip that makes a contact with the headlight. That's just the nature of them. The Vespa windshields are a little bit different. And at this point, you can move your rods around and get them approximately where they all should go. So go ahead and take these plastic spacers. They all fit into these wells right here, and they'll kind of stay in place. So you can do that on both sides. Kind of a different design than the original Piaggio or the Facco windscreen. And next, you want to take the hardware and each of the nuts. I typically like to start with the lower fasteners, and you get the screw through. And you'll have a screwdriver ready to go, which I don't have at the moment. And you can just get it started to pull the nut right into the screw. Just only needs a couple turns. You want to leave everything loose with any of these windscreen installations. Don't worry about doing the final tightening here yet. You may need to push on the screw a little bit to get it started. Then we'll move on up to the topmost mounting points. And I found this windscreen, it works with all years of the Vespa GTS. whether you got the original GT200 or you have the latest Vespa GTS 300 HPE. So now we have all the fasteners in place. You may want to look at the scooter from the front and make any adjustments. Usually I like to have these rods where they look pretty symmetrical. I'm going to give it a little bit of a shift to the left here so you can move the rods around. You can look how this rubber kind of seats against the headlight rim. You can go up and down with it. There's quite a bit of adjustability in how these fit. You could have it just right off the headlight right there. Ideally, you don't want to have any noises, you know, with the vibration. At this point, we'll go ahead and tighten all these fasteners. You don't want to over tighten these are into plastic. Just kind of when they start building a little bit of friction, that's about as far as you want to go. It doesn't take much for these to hold in place. And once you get these all tightened up, we'll do the final torque of those expansion plugs to kind of keep the rods set in place. And just keep on going turns until it gets rather tight. You don't want to be putting a lot of pressure on those. So there you have it, pretty simple install, pretty straightforward, 2 basic tools, but a couple tips that I hopefully have helped you successfully install this on your scooter. So this kind of style windshield is kind of reminiscent of the classic fly screen. It's going to kick the wind. This is going to be a little bit taller than the original Piaggio fly screen. It's definitely got a sporty look with the Piaggio one. This is more the classic fly screen look. So it actually probably is going to function a little bit better. Kicking the wind. For somebody my height, it's probably going to kick it right over my head. But it's not going to give you 100% protection like a full-size windscreen. But thanks for watching. This is Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com. Again, if you're looking for this windscreen, just look on the Scooter West website, and the part number is GTS 30-CP, and that's the part number for this Cuppini windscreen. It's priced at a good affordable price point, a little bit less than the original Piaggio one, and similarly priced to many of the FACO windscreens we have available for the Vespa GTS. Until next time, Robot here.